In the Umbraco documentation, we operate with a very specific system for versioning our material against our product's most used major versions. This also means that when you want to help out and update some of the material for a specific version of Umbraco, it is super helpful to know how it all works. My name is Sophie, and in this video I'll show you how you can target a specific Umbraco version when you're contributing. First of all, let's quickly run through what you'll need in order to contribute to the Umbraco documentation. So, the Umbraco docs live in a GitHub repository, and to work with it, you'll need to fork the repository, and we also recommend cloning it down, especially when you're making bigger contributions and not only taking care of a typo. I'll add some info in the description of this video on how to fork and clone the Umbraco docs. Now, for working locally, we recommend using a tool like Visual Studio Code, which is great for writing Markdown, the syntax used in our docs. There are a handful of super useful extensions you can add to VS Code. I personally enjoy Markdown lint that helps me keep my syntax correct, and also Veil, which ensures that I don't break any of the rules in our style guide. Alright, enough with the tools and prerequisites. I think we're ready to dive into it. So I've already cloned down my Umbraco docs fork here, and I've opened the entire thing in VS Code. The article I want to create a new version of is the one about rendering content. It's located here in the design section of the getting started. So as we can see here in the file structure in VS Code, there are already two versions of the article about rendering content. There is one for Umbraco 7, and then this one here targets the current version. Now, when creating a new version of an article, you either want to target the current version of Umbraco or you want to target an upcoming release. So let's start with the first scenario. We want to create a new version of this article and we want to target the current Umbraco 8 minor, which at the time of creating this video is 8.13. Now we're going to be working with the files to begin with, so let's just open our file explorer here instead. There we go. So the very first thing we want to do here is we want to take the file that is targeting the most current version of Umbraco, which is the index file here, and then we want to make a copy of it. So right click and copy, and we want to paste it in here in the same place. So the new file we've created is going to be targeting the current version. That means that we're going to have to rename the file that we just copied, and we're going to rename this to index-v pre-8.13. Now this new file is targeting all Umbraco 8 versions below 8.13, and we can rename the copy up here to index. Oops. There we go. All right. That was what we needed to do in the file structure. Now let's head back into Visual Studio Code. Now let's open both the index.md and the index.vpre 8.13. All right, let's start with our index.md up here. So in the YAML metadata up here, we need to ensure that our new file here is targeting the correct version. So we want it to target 8.13, so we're going to update it like so. And in the old file, in the vpre 8.13 file up here, we also need to make some changes. So this version of the article still starts from version 8, and then we need to add some more metadata here called version 2. And here we need to say 8.13. Now this article is targeting all versions from Umbraco 02, but not including Umbraco 8.13. All right, so we can go ahead and save the file. Great. That was how you can create a new version of an article that's targeting an already existing version. Now, of course, we're not done here, as we now wanted to go into the new file we created and make sure that all the content in this article is verified for the 8.13 version. Now, the second scenario is that you wanted to create a new version of an article and you wanted to target a version of Umbraco that has not yet been released. So let's create yet another version of this article for rendering content, and let's target the upcoming Umbraco 9. So we'll head back to the file system here. And again, we want to copy the index.md file, which is targeting the current version of Umbraco. So we want to make a copy of that and paste it in here again. Now for this scenario, we do not need to rename the file that we just copied, as this will still need to be targeting the current version of Umbraco. Instead, we're going to rename the copy here, and we're going to rename it index-v9. Now this article will be targeting Umbraco 9. Alright, let's head back into Visual Studio Code here and open our new file. And in here we need to make sure that the version from metadata is set to 900. And as before, now it's time to go through the article and ensure that the content is updated and verified against Umbraco 9. Once you're done creating the new version of an article, go ahead and push out the changes to your fork, and from there you can create a pull request to the Umbraco docs. And that's how you contribute to the Umbraco documentation, by targeting a very specific version of Umbraco. In the description below this video, you'll find links to a lot of resources about the versioning system we use. There's also a link to a tutorial that will take you through all the steps that we've covered in this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time.